Some years ago, I was in a bookstore and I noticed a science journal that was focused on theories about time. And my recollection was that there were no less than 20 or 30 different theories about time within a largely scientific framework that were being offered or presented in 2 or 3 page articles that were making a case for each of these particular views or theories of time. St. Augustine, centuries ago, famously made the statement that he has a very good sense of what time is until he tries to start explaining it. Then it becomes more challenging. There are lots of challenges in trying to understand the nature of time. Some of those are challenges that have come about through modern physics and theoretical physics. Newtonian relativity, for example, has resulted in new problems with regard to explaining the essence of time. But not all of these problems are new. The nature of time is a very ancient question. It does seem as if, in our experience of life, that things are coming and going, that time itself is moving along, that the future is not yet here, but it's coming now, even while I'm talking. Time is moving away. There's a little clock on this screen that tells me how long I've talked, and it's moving. And it's measuring motions, the motions of me talking, for example, or the motions of the world around me. When I get up in the morning and go for a walk, it's often dark outside, and then the sun rises, and then it's light. And that happens very gently and very slowly, but it happens while I'm walking. And so it is with everything in this world. It seems as if everything that is present and that is so real, in fact, the most real things that you have are what you're experiencing right now. But those things that you're experiencing now are quickly moving into the past. They are undergoing change. Some of the aspects of this moment are lost to us. Some of them linger in the survival of some objects into the future or now into the present. But time is constantly moving. It's almost as if it's like an hourglass where the future is flowing through this little neck in the hourglass, or through this little narrow portion of the glass. The little grains of salt or sand are moving through the hourglass and flowing into the past through this little tiny thing we call now. But now is so small because it's already gone. While we are talking here, all these now moments are rushing into the past. But they seem to be coming to us from what we describe as the future. What is the future? I mean, at a very minimum level, the future is the actualization of the potentiality of the present. It's the continued actuality or the continued being of the present. The present survives into the future. Something, it seems, is sustaining it into further actualization of its being. It's a very strange and mysterious thing. One thing we know, though, about this changing world is that we are changing with it. That there is no way for us to stop the flow of time, or the arrow of time, as it is called. That we are changing with it, and we are changing with it, it seems, ineluctably in the direction of our own demise and our own passing out of being. And this reality that we are undergoing constant change and constant movement toward the end of our own part of this story, as St. Augustine described it, I think very beautifully in the Confessions, is, the world around us is a world almost like a song or a story in which each of us is a syllable or a letter in that story. And once one letter is spoken or one syllable is sounded, it must pass away in order for the whole word, the whole paragraph, or the whole story to be told. And so it's as if the whole story of the cosmos is an unflowing or a flowing into the present of a story that is not yet completed. And so this mysterious thing that we call the future is something that I can't really wrap my mind around, because I can't put it in front of me as a present thing without taking it out of its reality as the future. It flows into the present, yes, but what does the tomorrow hold? What does the future hold? I don't know. I can't say what it holds, because it lies beyond us. And so the future, although it's something that constantly exerts an influence on us, We're constantly influenced by questions about what does tomorrow hold. Many of us live in hope for tomorrow. We hope that things will be better, problems will be solved, we'll overcome certain things that challenge us now, that we'll be able to experience certain things tomorrow or next year or in later life that we can't experience now. And so we often turn our attention toward the future, even though it's not something we can wrap our minds around fully, nor is it something that we can have absolute certitude about, nor is it something that I can control. I can't control tomorrow. There are things that are going to happen in the future that I can't control. I can't dictate them. I can't gain mastery over them. Even if I can master everything in the present, which I can't. I can't stop the flow of time. And so time, this mysterious reality that draws from us experiences of hope, of fear, of uncertainty, of confusion, and so on. All of these experiences that we have because of the flow of time also invite us to consider our own mortality, our own changingness, and I suggest that all of that poses to us the great fundamental human question, and that is, what is this all about? What is this changing reality all about? It necessarily brings with it a question. In other words, all of this changing world poses a question to us about our contingency, our dependency, our frailty, our limitations. All of these are aspects of human experience that are fundamentally inescapable. It is in the presence of these kinds of questions that religious faith appears. And so when we profess in our creed, we believe, all of these things that I've been talking about the need for integration in the prior presentation I did, and in this one, this experience of contingency, of change, of time, and our place in all of that brings us potentially to a place where we are open to considering what is the answer to all of this. Is an answer discoverable within ourselves, or do we have to open ourselves to a revelation of the answer to these questions from beyond my own powers of reason? All of this is preparatory to the revelation and the presentation of the contents of Christian faith.